This is Rhys Darby. You're listening to Six Towns Radio.
Broadcasting to Stoke-on-Trent and the world. This is Six Towns Radio.
Okay, I've come over to Derby to have an interview with Rhys Darby.
The Earl of Derbyshire.
Yeah, is it nice to have a gig in the town that's named after you?
Yeah, it's a little odd, but I'm looking forward to, I feel like the prodigal son returning. I don't know.
Yeah, actually Derby was spelt D-A-R-B-Y originally, and then the powers that be changed to E, to confuse some people. Was it just a coincidence this is on the tour, or did you think, I want to do Derby?
Well, I have been here before many years ago, doing stand-up en route to somewhere or something, but yeah, it was just on the schedule, so pure coincidence.
Mm-hmm. You came over to the UK about 10 years ago to do some gigs, because I suppose there's always a bit of a pedigree of comedy in the UK, and New Zealand maybe not so much, probably more now, but in 2002 it wasn't there.
That's right, yeah, I was at the infancy of stand-up comedy in New Zealand back then, and we had international acts coming over. We had a comedy festival, and they said to me, you know, you should up sticks and head over to the UK and see how you go there, because your comedy will travel, the universal appeal. So I went over, and it worked, so I've spent quite a lot of time here.
Yeah, I saw you on the Paramount Comedy Channel tour about that time. That many years ago. It doesn't even exist anymore. It's called Comedy Central now, of course, like in the US. But yeah, that's where I saw you. And you're here tonight to do your tour, which is This Way to the Spaceship. You've done a few gigs already in the UK. How have they gone so far?
Really good. Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's sort of built slowly over time, using the social networks. I've been sort of retweeting the great comments that people have been putting through, and ticket sales have been getting higher and higher, and it feels like it's really building all the way through to my final gigs in London. I'm doing 4 shows there, so yeah, it's been a good trip.
Yeah, we're covering the Midlands. You're doing Birmingham this week, Leicester tomorrow, Derby tonight. So the tour itself, it's an adaptation of your book, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I wrote this book, which just came out this year, which is a autobiographical science fiction novel of sorts. I started talking about myself, and then spun into a sort of a science fiction ending. And I thought, well, what better way to get this book out there than by doing a show about it. So originally I was just going to sort of do some readings of the book on stage, and then one thing led to another, and I ended up completely adapting it to quite a big physical, the biggest show I've ever done actually, with lots of lighting, a bit of smoke and haze, and yeah, it's turned out quite good.
You spent the budget, have you?
Yeah, I've blown it.
Edinburgh Festival next, of course, after you've done these gigs. Is this the first time you've done Edinburgh?
No, it'll be about the 7th time. Yeah, I was
doing my research.
Yeah. Many years, 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Then I took a couple of years off. I went back there a couple of years ago after doing the Concords, so sold out before I even turned up. And this time I'm doing a full run of which I believe is my best show I've ever done. So I'm looking forward to, to it.
Yeah, to it.
Whatever is Edinburgh, which is a beast.
Mm-hmm. It is a beast. It's what everyone wants to do. If you're a comedian, you've got to do the Edinburgh Fringe. Have you brought your family over with you? Because having so much time in the UK, you must have to spend some time with your little lads and your wife.
Yeah, I've got them with me, which is great. I've got 2 boys, one's 6 and one's 2. And it's difficult to be away from them, so having them with me I've got the best of both worlds. I get to sort of have the touring aspect with my guys, my older guys, the guys working with me on the show, and then just when things are getting too carried away, I've got the grounded family life as well, so I've got my cake and eating it too here.
Yeah, are they showing any comedy traits?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, definitely. The little one's very, very silly. He's showing aspects of having the Darby comedy bone, and the older one's a bit more sensible, like his mother. But he's on stage quite a lot. As soon as we do the pre-show technician stuff, the little boys get up on stage and do their own jokes in front of the microphone. So they're getting an idea of what I do for a job, Yeah.
Yeah. Is there going to be a DVD of this tour?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll make one later on in the year.
You're a big fan of the British comedy, you know. Peter Sellers is one of your heroes, Spike Milligan. Anyone else you want to add to that? Monty Python, maybe?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was obsessed with Python growing up. That was the beginning of it all for me, really. Sorry about my voice, by the way. Bit croaky, you know. But
you can't apologise for your voice.
Yeah. So. No, it's I was obsessed with them, and I think for me, I am a stand-up, but also I'm an actor. And from the very beginning, my idea was to get into comedy acting, and so the means to get there was through stand-up. So the background of my stand-up is very sort of character-based and dialogue, story-driven, rather than political gags or anything like that. So yeah.
Yeah. So are you missing New Zealand at all?
Yes, of course. Although I think the weather over there is about the same as it is here now. It's winter there. It's been raining constantly, so I feel like I'm at home, even though it's summer here.
We have 2 seasons, winter and spring. You might have noticed.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the spring.
So am I. You, of course, are the Flight of the Conchords manager. Are you happy that Jermaine has landed a role in Men in Black 3?
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's funnily enough, Men in Black 2, I think it was, where one of my wife and I's first date. So there's a significance there to that, and also the fact that many years later we've got Men in Black 3. It's a science fiction comedy romp, which is the sort of thing I'm into, and he gets to play a bad guy, which is awesome. He's never done that before.
No. One more thing I wanted to ask you. You did a poem called Global Warning.
Oh yes.
To highlight global warming. Is that working?
Yes, I think it's definitely highlighted the idea that not only is the globe warming, but it's also a warning. And a lot of people who can't be bothered with all the global warming statistics and all the paraphernalia that goes with it. A simple poem really spells it out for the simple man, and I think it's turned a lot of heads.
Thank you very much for doing this chat, and enjoy Derby, Rhys Darby.
Here I am, back home. Derby, Derby, Derby.
Yeah, Derby Mania continues.
Let's rock it out tonight.